Hello, hello, Mystics. This is Laura Mystique, and I am back with a really quick message for you guys. I am doing a audio message today versus a video because, yeah, Mercury retrograde. I don't know. Typically, it's okay, but my electronics have been acting so wild, and every time I try to go live or do a video, I'm freezing. So I thought I would try something else. And I really just wanted to come on to just share something with you that happened with me the other day. And I was talking to a client today, and we were really talking about some things. And so, what this actual message is about is what I like to call the hidden secret of the universe, which is gratitude. And I know for a lot of people, they go, gratitude, yes, gratitude. And, the one thing that I'm going to say about that is, universal law, right, where we say all is mind. That is like an immutable law, which means it's fact. It cannot be changed, right? The universe is this collective mind, brain, consciousness, think tank, computer, whatever you want to call it, but all is mind. And so when we get into looking at all is mind, then that really puts the emphasis right on managing and being in control of and master of our thoughts, right? But when we talk a lot of times about manifesting, we tend to focus a lot on our vibrations and energy, which often brings us back to our feelings, our emotions, and things like that, which is true. Every thought, every feeling has a vibration and frequency attached to it. And so, and a lot of times we talk about love being the ultimate highest vibration, right? Which again, not saying it's not, but what I want to say when I'm bringing you into this concept of gratitude and something that seems to be taken for granted at times is because when we look at our managing our emotions, and those thoughts, if you really use gratitude as one of those tools and keys to really help you make those changes in your life, you'll see where everything else starts to fall in line with, of course, intent and purpose and action, right? So something that you have to be committed to and intentional and purposeful with. But I wanted to share with you an article that I wrote for the Magical Mystic before. It was a few months ago. But you can, if you follow the Magical Mystic, the article will be there in the newsletter. Please check them out. Some great information that comes out just about gratitude, and then I'll tell you a little bit more as to why I'm bringing this up. But as I said, I like to call gratitude the hidden secret of the universe. And gratitude aligns you with the universe and unlocks you as a master manifester. And you may say, how, right? And one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this, because a lot of times I do videos and messages, and people go, well, what do I do? How can I start? And this is one of these places that you can start from and you can implement today in this very moment now. There is nothing preventing you from doing that except for yourself, right? So, hear what I'm saying. This is something that you can utilize right now if you really want to shift, right? And create your desires, bring those forward into this physical reality that does not cost you anything except for you, your intention, your purpose, your energy, okay? So when we think about gratitude, number one, gratitude places you in a state of living in the present moment and mindfulness. When one expresses gratitude, you are connected to the now, which is a major key aspect of manifestation, to stay in the present and to call forth your desires now. Those of you who are manifesting, which we all are manifesting every day, right? So when let me say those of you who are intentionally purposeful manifesting, bringing your desires forth, being present enough to know what those are, can understand this. Those who feel like you are or think you are struggling, which I don't like to use the word struggling, I'll say, but that's what comes up a lot with manifesting. The one thing I challenge you on is to be present with your desires and with yourself, because that's one of the things that is a hindrance or a blockage to your manifestations. And like I said, gratitude is one of those things that really connect you to now in the present moment. And it's very mindful, because when you have to stop and be still with what you are grateful for and the things that you continuously and can be grateful for, right, is bringing you into alignment, present focus now and with yourself, which is the number two. The gratitude places you in a meditative state. You are connected with oneself and true inner joys and pleasures. Now, if anybody has had a day that was a little bit more challenging and you want to sit down and write out your gratitude list, you know that it takes to be very present and very connected with yourself to be able to go within despite all the chaos or limiting or things that are coming at you or around you day to day, and to still find gratitude, to still be of peace, of thankfulness, and of joy. So again, gratitude places you in a meditative state. Because of that, it connects you with your inner self, right? Number three, which is, these are not ranked in order based upon importance, but gratitude shifts paradigms that no longer serve or honor you by focusing on what you do have versus what you do not. Your thought patterns shift from negative to positive. Now, that is very important because, as I said earlier, right, universal law number one, which is immutable, all is mine. So if gratitude has the ability to shift paradigms, right? Because you are no longer focusing on what you do not have, what you lack, but focusing on the present and what you have and what you are grateful and thankful for, it shifts your thought patterns from negative to positive, literally changing vibrations, okay? As well as reprogramming, well, I will first say deprogramming and reprogramming your subconscious mind. That is amazing, because it is so important to be present with our thoughts when we're looking at manifesting intentionally and purposeful. Okay, 4, gratitude aligns you with other high vibrational frequencies such as happiness, appreciation, joy, love, and peace. Gratitude invokes feelings of happiness, which also releases happiness hormones in your body and changes your DNA and cellular memory. Being in a state of gratitude, being happy, and experiencing the feeling of inner joy aligns your mind, body, and spirit, which is the mystical trinity of success when it comes to manifesting. So if we say love is the highest vibration and gratitude is one of those keys, aspects that can align you with high vibrational frequencies and align you with love, this again talks to how this is a key, right, to the universe, a secret key to the universe that is underutilized, okay, just to be gracious daily. Love is not the way we tend to think about it in definition from our human or earth type viewpoint, right? Again, love is a vibration, it is a frequency. And so when you think about love and what that truly feels like, pure love from the universe, right? It really connects with gratitude. The universe honors you, you honor the universe, and vice versa, right? So these universal laws are always in play because that's reciprocity as well. And so when you just think about what being truly gracious, the feeling when you are truly gracious, right? Not with gracious without expectation, that it invokes, that's very much that true vibrational feeling of love and of peace and of joy and of appreciation. And that's how it syncs you with that high vibration. And high vibrational frequency is by far one of the best ways you can protect yourself and honor yourself, you know, and it really aligns you with the things, everything that you wish to, that you desire, that you're calling forth. And last but not least, which I said this to you guys earlier, gratitude is completely free. Every single being has access to gratitude at any given time. It does not require money, candles, herbs, oils, or anything else, just you. So there is no excuse. There is no excuse. There's no stopping you. There's no reason to not practice and implement gratitude into your daily life except for you. It doesn't require money, doesn't require tools outside of yourself. It requires you. And even when you're at the point where you're not necessarily initially always believing, right, all the things you're expressing gratitude for, which means you may have a challenging day and you come back and say, I'm grateful to be alive today. Which honestly, if you are taking a breath, you have something to be grateful for. I know it doesn't always feel that way, right? Feelings are a byproduct of our thoughts. And I'm going to do another video or more videos talking more about mental magic, self mastery, mental clarity, the power of your mind, because all is mind. And so we tend to sometimes think our feelings control our thoughts, when in reality, our thoughts control our feelings and our behaviors until you master and control, right, your thoughts. Because all is mind. Thoughts generate first. Do you know we have between 60 to 80,000 thoughts per day? Okay, some say on the low end 50,000. Still, 50 to 80,000 thoughts per day. That's somewhere 2,000, over 3,000 per hour. Most of us aren't even present to the last thought we had a minute ago, an hour ago. But you're present to your feeling if you just stop, or something comes up for you, maybe feeling angry, maybe feeling frustrated. But you have no idea what thought sparked that, right? What happened to cause that? What is it linked to? And then out of that, 98% of our thoughts are repetitive. They're repetitive from thoughts we've had before, the same day. And then 80% of our thoughts are negative. Realize how serious, and 80% of your thoughts are negative. Again, and what did I say earlier? Gratitude helps you shift paradigms, right? And thought patterns from negative to positive. So it deprograms and reprograms your subconscious mind, which is really the driving seat. We tap into a small portion of our consciousness, our conscious mind. The subconscious is constantly feeding us all day, every day, and that's where the majority of things come from. And so, what I wanted to say, and I'm going to give you an example of how minor this may seem, but how it is. So, this just happened to me recently. The street that I live off of, that my subdivision is off, over time has gotten a little worn down with like some potholes, or where it's just uneven, little things like that, right? So it's been driving me just because it's a little frustrating. I'm saying it's frustrating, as well as my vehicles have rims on them, right? So, and yes, they do, because like I feel like rims to cars are like women in heels and stilettos, and so I enjoy, I like them. But anyway, so with that being said, I have to swerve a lot of times. The unevenness of it, the potholes, like cost me so much money replacing tires, replacing rims, all these things. So I really was just like, I desire, for this to be completed, to be fixed, to be paved, all these different things. That's what I was pushed into the universe. I wasn't calling about it, because I did that before, and it frustrated me a little bit. And so what I said was, what, I'm going to take a different perspective. I'm going to energetically, and I'm going to push out here into the universe what I desire, call it forth, okay, which was, I want my road fixed, okay, outside of my subdivision. I want the area to start being renovated, to just be, okay, so it happened, right? So I'm coming out my house. I'm running a little late, so running a little behind, and for where I was going. And, traffic in Atlanta can be a lot. I'm in Atlanta, if you didn't know that. And so they were doing what? They were fixing the road. So of course, it delayed my route. Like, there was traffic. You had to wait on for this trailer car. The wait was forever. They were moving very slow, just all these things. So instantly I realized I was feeling frustrated, irritated, right? Impatient, all these things. So I stopped and was like, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm not going to start my day being frustrated, irritated, and angry. So that was number one. going. I caught the emotions and was like, I'm not going to do this, right? So when I made a decision first, then I wanted to say, well, why am I even feeling this way? So I went to be present with what thought did I even just have? Like, where is this coming from? And it took me a moment to sit with that. So it's not even the fact that you're always going to be present and catch every thought, but just that fact that I was present enough and I stopped my emotions. So that's not going to be what it is, right? And then I went to my thinking process, allowed me to do some shifts. And I canceled what I had put out into the universe. I canceled that because I was frustrated. I felt the vibrations and energy. I canceled it. I have the ability to cancel and transmute energy. You can do that as well. So when I canceled it, I instantly said, I shift. I am grateful that they are out here fixing, the road that I drive on every day that I have been desiring to be fixed. I just was like, oh, this is amazing. I no longer have to swerve. The money I get to save on tire repairs, it's just going to be great. It looks better. There's property value, just all these things. I'm like, oh, I'm just so grateful. I'm happy this is being done. And yes, proof of power, because I know I did this. Okay. That was the thought process I'm going through now. We shifting that shit, right? So, okay, sit there patiently now. I'm sitting like, when I get to where I get to, it'll be this, doing some little time magic manipulation too, but I'm just saying we'll talk about that in the video, whatever. And the next thing I know, so I pull out, I wave to the guys who are doing the work, said thank you. They looked like, wow, because of course, nobody rarely ever says hello or thank you or wave because usually we're frustrated and impatient because road work and all this stuff. And in those moments, my day shifted so much outside of the fact of the thoughts and the feeling, things that I felt that day shifted. I came to my meeting, which I was initially late for according to original time. It did not matter. The meeting went well. I got free lunch that day. These are things I was not expecting. I didn't ask for. Just the way that the universe responded to me being grateful. Right. The lunch ended up being free. Same week, the next day, I was at the store looking for something, didn't have a price tag on it. Somebody says, how much you want to pay for this? What you think? They asking me how much I want to pay for it. I'm like, well, these are just different ways. So money's coming back to me now. I could come up with just tell you other things. Somebody just stops for no reason at all and, offers to pump my gas and didn't want anything from me. Again, these are all things that literally do transpire when you operate from a place of gratitude. And they may seem small, but they're huge. And if I was walking around a place of limited thoughts, being not present, negativity, I would even miss those moments, right, where I'm appreciating them. And so every time that I'm saying to the universe, thank you for that, something else is coming my way. Again, wasn't my expectation, but that's what happened because another universal law is reciprocity. The universe does not operate in yes and no's. It just gives to you what you put out. Is what it gives to you. It's give, 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 give. And if you give gratitude, it gives you gratitude back. And so that's why I say gratitude is a secret key, right? And so I wanted to just make this because a lot of times I know that we're talking about, and people say, well, what can I do? What can I do? This is one thing that you can start to do now. Like I said, there are some other things that definitely need to be done as far as really connecting with your mind and learning how to control your thoughts, not allowing your thoughts to control you and our feelings, right? That you are a master of self. Self mastery is key. But this is just to tell you some things that you can start to do in the process. Again, being gracious. If you are breathing, there's gratitude that you can find in that. So every day, whether it's just one thing per day, and if you literally just, your gratitude is, I'm breathing. Or in this moment, I'm alive. If it feels like you don't necessarily care to be alive, and in this moment, I'm grateful I made it to the next moment, whatever that is. Because I know these things come up, and a lot of people go, well, I don't necessarily feel grateful to live. And that goes into some deeper healing work, that we'll talk about later. But I'm just giving you some things. If you are breathing, there is something that you can list to be grateful for. And also with that, just to be present, start with being mindful and present with yourself. Meditation, of course, is very important. And it's just because meditation is just that. It's being connected. It's being present. It's being mindful. So I love mindfulness. You'll hear me say that a lot. I use it with my clients. We talk about it every day. I'm all about mindfulness, being mindful, being conscious, being present. These are the things and how you just start. Because once you cannot change something if you are not aware of it. So awareness is vital. Like, but it's how I say, call a thing a thing. Because when you call a thing, you can now do something about that thing. Okay. So this is all I wanted to share with you. Hopefully I'll be able to do some videos again soon. But again, just to remind you, to be grateful. I want to say to you all that I'm grateful for everyone who is watching or listening to this message, who have subscribed and liked and shared any of my videos, any of my posts. I truly am. Like, I don't say that, I don't take that lightly. There are a million things out here on YouTube and on videos and social media. And so I'm grateful and gratitude for anyone who shares space with me and who is open to my message. Or messages that I have. So I say thank you. And what my desire for you all is to be grateful and to not only put it out in the universe with just the list, to be able to feel that gratitude and for you to have every single thing that your heart desires in alignment with your highest and greatest good. So I'll be back with you soon. Allure Mystique. Bye.